had the mic muted because I make noises. So here we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Everybody's welcome here. Do do do. Let's get that music in the thing, 'cause I had it just a second ago. That is a little doggo. He is here in the room with me. I'm being a little quieter than usual because I don't want to annoy him. But you can probably see, his tummy. He got his little shavy part on his tummy. Whole tummy got shaved because he had an ultrasound. So he's got a little crop top going on. But yeah, he's just resting. He's doing so good. Taking his meds real good, and he's eating and drinking and just being a peanut. So yeah, just resting right now. He's a good boy. He had a checkup at the vet today, and he wasn't too happy about it. They didn't do anything to him. They actually didn't even charge us anything. Our vet just took a look at him. He he's still kind of traumatized from being at like 4 different vets in 1 week, so he's a little tired of that. But yeah, he is just resting and being a cute little guy. Yeah. The Roscoe cam is the only cam I have going right now, so schmopefully the whole stream won't crash. That'd be kind of nice. I mean, I fully expect it to, but it'd be nice if it didn't. Oh, goodness. Yeah. Let's do some drowring. It's all good, Gray. Yeah, you do your writing, man. I ain't gonna... Yeah, I'm gonna be on Blue Sky later roasting you because, Gray wasn't paying attention during my stream and he was instead writing. I mean, God, the nerve. No, man, that's not me. Yeah, hello, my little man. Doing okay? Roscoe Cam? Is Roscoe Cam actually running right? Let's just make sure. Let's give the Roscoe Cam a little boot. Shaboop. Hey, there we go. Down a little bit there. There you are. Oh. That's my good boy. There we go. Yeah, we'll find out if the if this, the camera gives out and everything else just goes to, then I mean, we'll know the hub broke. So they didn't fight me on it at the very least. I just said, yeah, this thing freaking broke. So no complaint there. Making a new puppet because it's like been a week. Dude, how's everybody else doing today? Yeah. Oh, there's your little shaved Bell. You see a couple of his little leggies have your shaved too for his IV and for his injections and stuff. You had to witness a new spice being created, all right. And today was a shit show, yes. Yeah, I get it. I didn't even have a bad day. I actually accomplished stuff. I actually finished a project at work ahead of time. I got all of my stuff done, and I helped a bunch of people. But it was just like, okay, today could be over. I'm done. And tomorrow, kind of cool. Tomorrow I get half a day off for International Women's Day. So I think that's pretty cool. Well, maybe in savage Canada they don't appreciate women the way maybe in Zibb does, but
I'm calling you on your bullshit, Dad.
oh, okay, buddy.
Goodbye, Roscoe.
Oh, great, buddy. I've been there just recently when I was watching Roscoe overnight. That was a rough night. Fabian Zibb appreciates women. I need prof. Okay, let me go ahead and get Professor Kinda Smart. Professor Kinda Smart here. Fabian Zibb is fine appreciate women. That's it. That's the quote. Going any further into this will probably implicate him. Actually, I think he is getting his middies. He has two different antibiotics that he does every day. So in the morning, right away when I get up, I get him his clavamoxin, Clavamox. That's what it is, Clavamox. And he likes that one because it's tasty chew. So I just give it to him, and he's like, yum, 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 yum. And then he eats his breakfast and all that good stuff. And then later in the morning, I should say, he gets oh gosh, what was the name of it? Doxycycline. That's what it is, doxycycline. So he's been doing Clavamox and doxycycline in 12-hour spurts. So. Oh yeah, he's probably just like,
He's talking to the thing again. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
Goodness, I hear somebody's very excited about getting his treaties. But yes, I'm working on a puppet because I'm anticipating the Samurai Pizza Cats game coming out. Funny is, I've liked this cartoon for so long, since I first saw it on TV. I can pretty much draw Holly and at least Speedy's helmets by memory. I don't often have to use a reference when I'm working with them. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's my superpower. That's my secret cap. You know why? Because Guido is a wild romantic rover. That just means you can't count on him. His name in the Japanese version is Tsugashi, which from what I understand means like show off, which fits him perfectly. You have to wait 12 to 14 business days to do your taxes. Ooh-wee. I need to get mine started because I think my tax appointment with my CPA is early April, in time enough to file it before the 15th. Hopefully we will be graced with Mr. Roscoe's presence again. If not, that's okay. He's been quite enjoying the quiet times after getting his meadows. You know what? Hammer space. My horns fit in the helmet no matter what. Shoo-ba-doo-boo-doo. Shee-ba-dee-beep-a-dee. Well, it doesn't look too shabby, does it? I'm actually kind of happy about that. I did find it interesting watching that trailer for the Pizza Cats game. Rick Berman's voice has not changed at all. And I'm sure if he's lucky, that's just like his character voice that he uses for everything. Kind of like Chuck Huber. Chuck Huber has like the same voice for almost everything, which is great because Chuck Huber has a great voice. Toothy toots. My shiny shine pearly whites. My chompers. Do I have a hint of eyelash? Maybe I do. Just a touch. Just a touch. Little goes a long way. Your taxes will be done before tax week. That's always good. Always good to have them done before tax week. I'm sure he did. I think we mentioned it on the Discord, but it was sad to hear that George Lowe passed away. I guess he had been sick for a long time. That's really sad to hear. I didn't realize he hadn't been on social media for like a whole year, so he must have gone downhill pretty quick. Either way, rip George Lowe. Rip one of the real ones. Apparently he was just one of the nicest people. You know who's not one of the nicest people? Gray. He can't hear me because he's writing. That's not true. And Gray and Ferdy, I wanted to thank you personally. Thank you very much for helping with Roscoe. That was a big gesture, and I honestly don't deserve it. But thank you. Thank you very much for your help. I know Roscoe appreciates it too. So. Hey, Nolia. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? We are drawing a new little puppet for me because the new Pizza Cats game that's coming out. Because I'm unreasonably excited for it. Excellent. Yip, indeed, my friend. Yip, indeed. On a scale of 1 to Yip, how was your day? How was your day? Nolia. Nolia. There we go. Nolia. You are here to yip yap and bite anyone who thinks I won't. Okay, well, I will give you the heads up that we're all cool here. This is a Kobold sponsored stream. This stream actually has the endorsement of Tiamat herself. May her 5 heads always find glory. So yeah, shouldn't be a whole lot of biting needed. But you know what? You keep those fangs sharp, man. You know how this works. Some tall people gonna wander in here and be, you know, big old dummies, and we're gonna bite them. So. Aww. Yeah, Blue. He's got a. He's in the throes of artistic passion. He's writing. He's crafting a world. Do. All right. Ooh, you're exploring some turntables of the new 3D model you got. Very cool. Very cool. I've actually been kind of looking into 3D modeling myself. So I can 3D model myself, among other things. Oh, Blue, you're sharing a meme? Is that in the Discord? I will investigate the Discord. But'll do. Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, nicely done. Does other things mean smutty standees? Man, I have a whole shelf of those. I really should make my own. Oh, man. That's hilarious. Well done, Blue. I don't think the crow is here yet. Corvus! Corvus flies as he will. Corvus does as he wishes. He is the knight. Oh, yeah, the fans on your PC slowed down, so the export's done. Woo-woo! Render. When I was in school, I had a little MacBook. Before they had like MacBook Airs and MacBook Pros and stuff. I had a little MacBook, and I remember doing a little bit of 3D work for homework, and that Mac was typically silent. And then when I had Blender running, it was like you could tell it was absolutely ready to die at a moment's notice. What happened to my tail here? A Zibb smut standee. Bleh. Nobody wants that. That'd be the Dragon Age. Nobody liked that. Oh no, that's Fallout. That's Fallout. Dragon Age is the so-and-so will remember that. Okay, Tail, you get to go over there for now. You get to go right over there. Right over there. Right on the fridge. Alright. It's a pretty grabbable tail, not gonna lie. Someday I will learn of a different pose for playing video games. Today is not that day. Today we're just going with the old holding an NES controller. That old chestnut. Good old rock. Nothing beats that. Poor predictable Bart. Always chooses rock. Good old rock. Nothing beats that. Gray has a very grabbable tail. Haha, Gray. She likes your butt. Oh my god, you guys hear the Gray really likes Gray's butt. Blue will bite you if you grab her man's tail. Well, no one else is grabbing her man's tail, man. Not only is he writing, that tail is spoken for. Like how it says on the chat, Fabian Zibb, permitted term, will bite you. It's always the violence ones. They're always coming from Black Box. That's typically where they all come from. Oh man. Well, this turned out pretty nice so far. All right, tail. Let's figure out where you're supposed to go. Onto the butt, but you know, maybe you need to angle a little bit more. Well, technically it should be like there. So we'll go like this. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's what I will do. And then shoopa, 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 shoopa. Well, today we learned that Gray has an unfairly nice butt. My Discord link expired. Boo! In terms of drawing software, Nolia, this is Sketchbook Pro. It's kind of old, but I like it. I've been using it for a very long time. It's been my friend through many dangers. On my iPad that I have been using for many a year. I was using this before I used my tablet monitor. The only problem is my tablet monitor burned out. The tablet part. The monitor part works great, and it's probably the heaviest monitor I own. I'd like the record to show I have no desire or intention to go near Gray's butt, and thus there is no reason to bite. That's fair. That's fair. Oh, I thought I did set that to never expire. I'll figure that out. Thanks, Nolia. There. There we go. That's for you too. I like to think that Gray always has a keyboard just ready to go. I don't know why I decided that you had like the little reading glasses. I just figured you probably did for fun. I also kind of like the idea of Blue just kind of like busting through the wall, commenting on your butt. plant corn dog delight. Now, that either means you want a corn dog that is plant-based, or you would like to plant a corn dog tree. Either way, I salute you. Good old corn dog tree. Nothing beats that. Oh, are those the cattails? Those gray seed pods that are really fluffy and they're like they're kind of velvety on the outside, and then on the inside it's all seed, like foofy seeds. Yeah, cattails. I remember those. Water sausages. That's what they're. Plant-based corn. I would imagine they're probably pretty sweet just because of all the corn. All right. God damn it, Gray. Oh. Gray, you're going to the penalty box. You're not even in Canada. Okay, let me save this real quick because I don't want to lose this drawing. I don't want to lose it. Don't want to lose it. As if I lost it. Saving. Saving. Y'all say whatever you want. This isn't a family stream. Okay, can I get this imported into the clip studio? Oh, who's coming back on Roscoe Cam? It's our buddy Roscoe. Hey, buddy. Hello, my sweet baby. Look at you. Yeah, say hi to everybody. You're on cam. My good boy. Yeah. That's the baby. My little guy. He was a real trooper. Oh, that's funny. That's really funny. Oh, man. Oh. Yay. Pet the doggo. Love the doggo. There we go. Much better. Boop. And now we are back into Clip Studio. Yes, Gray has the right of it. He got a vaccine that unfortunately he had a allergic reaction to, and we had to rush him to the hospital. Oh yeah, see, he gets embarrassed whenever I talk about his medical history. But yeah, we had to rush him to the hospital and get him taken care of, and we did, and he is a-okay. So enjoying every day with him because he is a sweet little guy. We did not quite find out what exactly did it. The vet was fairly realistic in the fact that she said, you know, you could basically hunt this down forever, because you're not going to find a specific cause easily. But just going from logic, I mean, he was 100% fine the day he got the shot. He immediately started feeling bad, started throwing up. It's just like, okay, that's not great. And then it was really bad throwing up, and it's like, oh, okay, it's even worse. So just going off of logic, we're just assuming that it was either the vaccine itself or possibly the vehicle that it was in that gave it an allergic reaction. But what bothers us the most is the fact that it kind of started an immune response, an autoimmune response. And that's where things kind of got scary. So just hoping that doesn't crop up and that we're not dealing with that in the future. But yeah, so otherwise, he is himself. He is the wonderful little Roscoe that everyone likes. So that is good. That is good and great and wonderful. It's been a week. All the more reason to make myself a little bit puppet. Actually, I am going to... Yes, failed to download. That's fantastic. Could you... Yes, that's wonderful. What I'll do is I'm going to work on the elements that are not going to change. Yes, he's back to his best Roscoe self. That's all we can ask for. So, oh, Cadbury cream egg. I'm good for one of those a year. If I eat more than that, I will die. Seeing my tongue stick out like that makes you want to pull on it to see how long it gets. Well, me and Gene Simmons were good friends. So, hi, buddy. You can come across over here. Yes, of course. You're going to lay over there outside of camera view. I know, because you're a little buddy. That triangle needs to be much bigger than it currently is, because it is astonishingly small triangle. Let's not worry about the shine on it. Let's just get the general shapes in there, Zibb. I know. God damn it, Zibb. Truer words were never spoken. No. I feel like Black Fox is just unwittingly giving gray, or not gray, but blue just ammunition. I should say I do not have my customary potion with me tonight. Flying potionless. Quite dangerous. Quite unprecedented in this realm, but sometimes you just have to start a stream and get going. Do. The camera is shaking because it is mounted on an arm, and the arm is mounted to my desk. I printed the arm that it's on, so it's not like steel or anything. But yeah, it's a little bit unstable. It's kind of the best I've got. So, Blue. No, I was just saying. I feel like Black Box is just giving you lots of ammo. I'm just gonna have to hyper realistic muscular. Yes, it's a big meaty arm. It's a big old beefy arm. One that you would find on such muscular figures like Trogdor. Ooh. Well, you either live with shattered teeth, biting into an unknown Cadbury cream egg, or you basically just swallow diabetes as a whole. Because I mean, anybody who eats fondant in general has no restraint, but fondant that is in a chocolate vehicle, it's a little more dire in that situation. Do 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 do. Yeah, Cadbury cream eggs. I could power those down when I was a wee hatchling, but nowadays, sometimes I'm like, I kind of want a vegetable. Just a little bit of one, maybe. Just a tiny bit. Itty bitty little vegetable. Maybe a moss or a lichen or something. Thank you, Nolia. I will say that I do have a little bit of a stabilizer on, because I do kind of have shaky claws. But that is one of the nice things about Clip Studio. This software is really kind of built on making things work and just kind of getting done. I've learned that over the years as I've worked on it. It's very much a great piece of software in that regard, that it helps eliminate a lot of physical barriers. You still do have to do the work. That is paramount. But it absolutely helps bring down a lot of things that would normally stop people. So practicing is very good, though. Metabang is great. The main reason I use Clip Studio is because I produce a comic, and have been since 2011. Yeah, April 8th, 2011. And this works really well for my comic workflow. And I found that it also works really well for just my illustration workflow. So, but yeah, keep practicing, because line work, you're never really done with line work. You'll always be practicing. And most of these guys can attest that it's streams like this that help me to kind of like get drawing and keep working on stuff that helps. And if I remember correctly, the version of Clip Studio that I'm using, often goes on sale for like $25. So it's still out of reach for some folks, which is fine. But I do like to make sure people know it's not impossible. You can get this software at a reasonable price. I've tried Metabang, actually. Metabang's a good program. I've been using this one for so long that I haven't switched, but yeah. Yep, Black Fox is one of the longest running fans of the comic. That makes me want to redo the Star Fox Zibb that I did. Most of your art's been for D&D and Pathfinder recently because that's your main hobby. Now, last year you did a crazy week of like 80 character tokens. Your wrist wanted to explode. Oh man, that's incredible. Wow. Take it easy. Yeah, Gray, been around for about 2 years. Yeah, I think Gray scouted it out for you, Blue, and then eventually he was like, yeah, he's all right. He's a good droning background noise. Yeah, that's definitely a rough amount of tokens, Nolia. Definitely don't do that again. I'm glad you like D&D and Pathfinder. It's one of my big hobbies as well. I quite enjoy the D&Ds and the Pathfinders. I actually run a Starfinder game for my friends. Starfinder is fun. Doo-doo-doo. Every time I hear that horn section, I think of the radio version of the Portal theme song. Yeah, he quietly snuck back in there, didn't he? Yeah, D&D has not been something we've played lately. We've been pretty frustrated with what WotC's been doing. Paizo has usually been cool. Like, I think Paizo has typically been pretty cool. I followed them around. Actually, I was at Gen Con when they first released the core rulebook. So that was excited. Whenever I hear that porn section. Yep. That's a different mod for Portal. Yep, there's Roscoe Butt. There we go. Ugh, still wrestling with my headset. These headphones have seen better days, unfortunately. Been using these ever since I started streaming. Well, that turned out pretty dang good, didn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I dig that. I have no idea how much autism can fit in one kobold. Oh, sweet summer kobold. We'll be playing a game eventually. I'm in a flow state, so I wanna get this as far as I can. Okay, so I'm gonna start a new layer. I'm gonna lock this one real quick just to make sure I don't mess it up. And this new layer is just gonna be the chest and everything here, torso. There we go. I have a very hard time running games with more than 5, typically. I really do prefer having a smaller group. It is difficult to give everybody the equal amount of time in those larger groups, and it does end up being kind of frustrating, both on the GM side of things, because you want everyone to have their 15 minutes of fame or their time to shine. But when it gets drowned out in an entire room full of people, yeah, just running it and playing it can be very demoralizing. Jeez, I might actually change this to my icon for a while. I'm actually really happy with the line art here. Yeah, it's just because I was zoning out and not not worrying about it. There we go. Four to six is the sweet spot. Yeah, absolutely. Gives everyone a chance to take a break. Everyone gets a chance to get involved, and yeah, it's nice because you can break up the group into like smaller subgroups. You can do a lot with it. So you have a bell on your collar too. You were told it was because you're fierce and mighty. I would say so. I would say so. Absolutely. Yep, yep, yep. Yep, 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 yep. How you doing, Tommy boy? Yeah. Got a tired pooch over here. You had a long couple days, haven't you, pal? There we go. Yeah, go for it, Gray. You know how this stream works. Just gonna steal everything that you talk about. Yeah, if you're excited about your writing, tell us why. There we go. There we go. All right. You know, I suppose I should probably take out the this until I have the controller and everything put in place. I don't think I'm going to animate the controller, so just... And Nolia, I apologize. I do kind of get quiet after a while. I might kind of dip into the drawing zone, so I apologize if I seem distant. I am totally not. Do, 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 do. I get you. I just feel I want to make sure people know I'm not ignoring them. The double Z. On the next episode of Dragon Zibb Z. Yeah. The software I'm using for my ping is Viato Tube Mini. And I spent a bunch of time researching how to get 2 instances of that program running on a Mac. That's how I have my tail and me. Ferdy, this stream originates in the land of freedom. And we are free from the tyranny of Lord Zed. So, don't ya? Got our American Power Rangers. Yeah, Angel City, California, not Angel City, Canada. The thing about the story you want to write is that you kind of want it to be a bait and switch. The husband lives a basic-ass white bread life with a loving but equally plain wife who has kept her past secret for years. After another spat about her not telling him what he wants to know about her past, he follows his lead and begins a journey of preparation and self-improvement, while at the start, he starts talking to this other woman who has led a dangerous and exotic life. Interesting. Tell me more. Saucy. Saucy indeed. Oh, okay. I was like, why isn't this working? And I totally see it now. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna take folding down the section here. Ooh. We're gonna do what I like to call saving myself some grief. Oot. Shift. And since it's tilted slightly, make that a little smaller. Not tremendously so. Of course, there's more to it. It's a gray story. Gotta be a robot in there somewhere. Robot. Robot. A mandroid. A Siberian. Like C-Y-B-E-R, not S-Y. That up a bit. There.
Saucy.
Very saucy. This arm is going to be that guy today. Maybe that guy. Spends all his time getting to know this other woman because she interests him greatly compared to his plain wife. She tells him all these harrowing and sexy stories about herself and others when she fought in an underground arena while hiding these calls from his spouse. Interesting. Sounds like the title should be Dial I for Infidelity. Let's see. Well, on the surface, it may seem that they are growing apart because he spends less time with her. She seems to be fine with it, if not a bit miffed that he stops hanging out with her on little micro dates. Listen to this lady speak. Eventually, the day comes when the spouse has to answer the challenge that he's been preparing for. When he gets to the venue, he meets the challenger, and he swears that this woman looks like his wife. But she's a cyber droid, pod person, some kind of plant-human hybrid. Reminds me of what is it? If you like pina coladas. Sure. No, it always takes some time to get the individual threads to work out. That's one of the problems I have writing, is that I usually come up with different concepts and resolutions before I really have ways to lead into them. So that's been a challenge. But crack. So sleepy popper over there. Are you sleepy? Yeah. Oh, my little guy. because his his spring shed is going on. So previously his little bib was obscured by his raucous black mane, and now it's much more visible. It's not really visible here, but you can see his tummy. I've seen that. I've seen working backwards as a strategy, and surprisingly enough, I've seen a lot of professional writers endorsing that. They're like, you're gonna fall in love with the ending, so write the best ending you can and then work your way up to it, or work your way back, I should say. But yeah, you're correct. It is a very good strategy. Ah, gotcha, Gray. Yeah, I always like to think that no campaign ever survives contact with the players. There was some DM I was working on, getting ready to DM for some other group, and I had seen this video from a dude named Professor Dungeon Master, and it was really just, he's a really good dude, great content, but he was saying, you know, you don't want to railroad your players, but at the same time, you don't want them just to go off on some crazy ass, event that you had no plan for. And he was talking about really kind of clever ways of making that work. And then he said, and of course, sometimes all roads lead to Castle Ravenloft, because that's the adventure you bought, and that's the adventure you're going to run. That was pretty good. Do. Yeah, maybe sometime I should set up a D&D game, stream a D&D game, use the Discord for audio. Be pretty fun. Okay, and that is primarily the head. Okay, so we've got open eyes, closed mouth. Yeah, that's hard. It always depends entirely too on the group. I hate to say that meme is accurate. The how my game starts and it's the Council of Elrond. How my game ends up and it's Monty Python. I hate how accurate that is, but it's also one of those things where it's like, as a GM, you need to move away from that. I love levity and I love goofy parts in my story. I love it when things happen that are completely ridiculous. But it's funny because there are times when, as a GM, I want to like just tell the players, "This is what happens," blah, blah, blah. And I've found lately that one of the best things you can do is something crazy happens, and you just ask the player, "What happens?" And then they kind of go, "Oh," and then the narrative is theirs, and it kind of makes them more aware of what they're doing and everything. It makes it less of a a meme compilation. Um, there are plenty of memes. I don't think you can play D&D without getting some memes in there. I mean, it'd be very difficult. But yeah. Yeah, players do want to look cool, and I do try to provide players with the ability to try things and do stuff. I, you know, love him or hate him. I do love Matt Mercer's philosophy of you can certainly try. Um, and sometimes when a player is really impassioned about something and they're really excited and having a good time, I have a very hard time saying no. Um, like I had one player who, we were playing Starfinder, and she was asking, well, wait, I'm hooked into this space station's computer system. Can I try to hack the ships that are out, in the shipyard and try to stop them from shooting at us? And I looked into it and I was just like, rules is written. This is going to take a while, and this is going to be a bunch of skill rolls. On the other hand, just making it narrative is way more fun. So we just ran with it, and it was really fun. She did a lot of cool stuff, and at the end of the day, it didn't break the game. It just made for a really cool story, which is the entire reason you're playing. So, I mean, to me, that's the thing. What I don't like is when games get adversarial with the GM. That is a huge turnoff for me. When the GM not only expects to be the bad guy, but thrives in that particular ecosystem, it's a very hard time for me because I don't really want GM to be fighting me. I want the GM to be encouraging me to do stuff. So, yeah, exactly. No, I can see that. I do like Theater of the Mind. I mean, when it comes down to it, a lot of people, after a long day, they just want to sit down, they want to roll dice, kill monsters, and get treasure. I completely get that. But for the players that do want to role play and they do want to have a more memorable experience, I'm way more happy for them to just kind of jump in and do stuff. Yeah, I've been trying to lean away from min maxing. I did the same thing. Like I constantly did the same thing. Like I built a Magus once in Pathfinder that had a ridiculous little trick built into it that I'd read about, and afterwards, it wasn't the character being able to dish out ridiculous damage. It was the character being just the coolest member of the party who just everyone thought they were cool. They were just like, whatever. They even had hangers on in the city that they had built and that they had populated with their people. They had hangers on that were all basically Blanche Devereaux from the Golden Girls. His name was Vox. They're all like, Mr. Vox, Mr. Vox, I do declare I have the vapors. And you're like, "Nyeh." Yeah, I love games like that. And I agree, Ferdy. The win condition for a tabletop RPG should be having stories to tell later. And that's the mark of a great game. Anytime that you can think back to a game where the entire table was hushed for one die roll, and then an eruption, explosion of excitement with that natural 20 or that successful roll or that max damage or whatever. Um, so yeah, that's always the key. 5e it's hard. I do like 5e for beginners. I think 5e hits a lot of really good touchstones, and I will say this: every time I've played 5e, my character has always had something to do. Um, One of the frustrating things I ran into in Pathfinder was in the first edition Pathfinder. Um, it becomes very apparent that they don't really care about some classes. They have no intention of making those classes good. Um, the player that I was working with was playing a druid, and this was a nautical campaign. This was Skull and Shackles, the campaign Skull and Shackles, and they chose to be a druid. They were basically a sea druid. Their animal companion was a shark, a fat little blobby shark named Chonk. He was basically a beach ball with teeth. And they were like a Pacific Islander, um, kind of similar to like Samoan, but I think she kind of modeled it like kind of like Queequeg from Moby Dick, and so not savage, but definitely a tribes person, and you know, used a spear and a harpoon, was able to fish really well. But the biggest thing that they could do was they could wild shape into a shark, like a great white shark, and they loved it because it was just so thematic and cool and everything. And the problem was just going through it. Um, the the druid had to spend one full round wild shaping, um, and then I think she had wild spells, so she was able to cast spells as a shark. So she had spent one full round wild shaping. She spent one full round casting Sky Swim, and then she spent one full round. I think it was casting some other buff spell before she could even get into combat. And it was just frustrating because on the surface, this character is such a cool idea and such an interesting implementation of a druid in a pirate campaign. Um, yeah, I mean that was the thing. Is like, the rules really put a damper on making that druid cool, and it was very frustrating both for the player and for me. And I had a hard time with that because it was like there's nothing in there to help that character. There's nothing in there to make that easier. Um, yeah, and that's kind of the thing. It's hard because that was also a game with I think 7 people, and it was very difficult because that group was extremely magic item hungry. And if I made an item like that for that character, which honestly normally I would do, they would start getting very passive aggressive about getting items of their own. And then that, of course, just exacerbates the problem of you have all these people who are doing like 6 attacks during their turn at like level 5, and they're doing tremendous amounts of damage. Every time the enemy moves towards them, they move and they attack. It's insane when you have somebody who's like, I want to turn into a shark and eat things, and that is the most reasonable thing they're asking for. Yeah, I in the future, I definitely want to change that. I did like Wild Shape for 5th edition. I thought it was nice and easy. I think it's a little bit nuts in the fact that it's like, yeah, I hope you have the stat block for that animal that you turned into. But on that same token, they just made it much easier just to slip into wild form and do what you want to do. The one thing I will say about 5th edition that really blew me away, my first experience playing 5th edition was with a halfling monk. And I had a blast. I was having so much frickin' fun as a monk, as a halfling. That's why you have the narrative magic item. It doesn't do stats. It does cool narrative stuff like billowing capes or a belt of beard growth or the ring of announcing. You just gave me the ring of announcing. I love the idea. It's just like, all right, guys, hang on. I've got this. You put the ring on. Let's get ready to rumble! Be amazing. And yeah, that's the other thing. about it is that, yeah, having those magic items that don't necessarily do anything stat-wise. I tried. I tried so hard to make a game where there were no +1 swords. It makes no sense for an adventurer to walk into a store or walk into a forge and be like, I want a +1 sword. And the blacksmith would just look at you like, what? What are you talking about? I much prefer someone saying, I heard tell of a legend of a sword of ice and fire. Oh, Frostfang, you say? Says the ancient blacksmith from behind the forge. The bellows whoosh as he stokes the flames for another blow at the hammer. Frostfang, you say? It's a fine weapon, something like that, and set you back a pretty penny if you're trying to commission it. I know of a cave, though. That kind of thing. Not, I want a +1 sword. Even stuff like a ring of protection. It's just like, I think there was one that I read about. I don't think I made it, but I definitely wanted to use it. It was like, Ring of a Mother's Love. And the basic premise of it was that it was like a ring of protection. It like added to your armor class, but on a critical fail, a spirit of a mother, possibly the player's mother, possibly just anyone else's mother, would like appear and protect them or heal them or something. So it was one of those things where it was like super thematic, and it's like that makes the magic item. That like the story behind it, the pageantry behind it. A sword of fine blade and even balance. Yes, exactly. Or like that would be like a masterwork sword in Pathfinder or 3.5. But yeah, I get so sick when it's like people are like, I want +2 armor. Well, what does that mean? What do you mean? Well, I want it to protect me more. Protect you how? It's a suit of armor. What? It's metal or leather and buckles and heavy. What else do you want this armor to do for you? And I love it when people come up with more interesting things. Like, I would love to have armor of, swimming, or armor of water breath. Okay, that's more interesting. So you're thinking, I want to wear plate mail armor on the ocean. This is a great way to not die. Okay. I was thinking of how to level up a particular magic item, or how to narratively justify their growth and power. Yeah, no, I think that's always an interesting thing to do. I would like a silver dagger to fend off any potential hostile spirits. So yeah, and if you were in universe like that, or if you were in game participating and crafting the world while you're playing it, I love that kind of thing. So it's like, I'm definitely going to not only find a creepy old man that has a silver dagger for you to fight spirits with, but you're going to fight spirits that are possibly that old man. It's rewarding the players for buying in, for involving themselves. And I think that's very important, that those players need to be involved in the world. Because if they're bored and they don't want to do anything, then why are they there? One of your favorite masks to give your players is in the pirate campaign, a mask of water vision. It makes the world appear a dark and empty void except for the bright glow of any water of any concentration within 15 feet. That's interesting. I like that. You can only see water, like see into water. Oh, wow. That's really interesting. I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. Totally not stealing that idea. Absolutely stealing. Noli has no idea. I'm going to steal that idea right now. Another group used it to see through walls. There you go. I want to upgrade my Wand of Silence to absolute silence. If you did that, if you went to a wizard and said that, that wizard would give you like a knowing look. He would laugh, and then you would hear absolutely nothing ever again. You would be completely deaf. And I would have a blast trying to do that. The wand of deafness. Ugh. I'm a big fan of this idea. I have completely neglected my drawing. And we're, oh gosh, it's been an hour and a half. Good grief. All right, let me save my magic rectangle here. You guys got me on a D&D tangent. This will give me something to do tomorrow. Poodly-doo. Right then. Okay. Your wife once wanted to undo level loss from a bunch of ghosts the group had faced, and you had to write a story of how she'd get those back. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great idea. Instead of just being like, I go to a healer and I pay them to cast a spell on me. It's like, no. Let's work on this. Let's make this fun and interesting. You have to go on a little mini adventure, you know. All right. Now, music, you have done well this evening, but music, you must depart. I'm going to go ahead and find you. I'm going to find you, music. There you are. All right. Good night, music. Dude. You couldn't threaten your players because they power leveled so hard in one game. So you gave the kobold with their Drake mount and fighter champ levels a glaive that did an AoE smite. The AoE became 30 feet on a crit. Good grief. That magic item did the most damage to the party in the entire game. Ah, yes. AoEs. The great equalizer. I didn't ask how many people were in the room. I said I cast Fireball. Oh, I'm a big fan of that. Okay, can I do this? We're going to see if the Zibb can actually get a game running on his own dang stream. I am just as I'm just as doubtful as you are, but we're gonna give it a try. We're gonna give it a try. There was no save on that move specifically because you wanted him to keep critting little monsters and taking 40 damage for it. Oh my god, that's amazing. Okay, and Roscoe Cam. I don't want Roscoe Cam to go away. I just want it to shrink a little bit. Zoop. Zoop. Roscoe Cam. Roscoe Cam. Where'd you go? There you are. Doot. Yep. Yoo-hoo. Uranium on a stick. Glaive go brrr. Oh man, that's amazing. I love ridiculous magic items sometimes. When they serve the game and they make great stories, I absolutely love stupid magic items. Not necessarily even stupid, just, magic items that it's like, why did I do this? Actually, I did that I did that with my Starfinder group. Um, they got a hold of the uh, basically the advanced tech book, and one of the things they found were hover chairs. Basically, they're wheelchairs, but they fly. The best ones do, and they had just come into a bunch of money. So the entire group of able-bodied adventurers now had their own little mini spaceships. Essentially, they just flew all over the damn place. And it was like every bit of terrain I threw in front of them was like, oh, I can fly over that. God damn it. But it got really funny just due to the fact that they started tricking them out with ridiculous stuff like one of them had like a coffee machine. um and like our Vesk soldier was really big into the space version of Hello Kitty. So she had stickers all over hers. It was amazing. It was fantastic. Um, one of my favorite things. At the time, I was like, "Are you serious?" And then later, I was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing." Oh, do do do. Okay, can I please have the window that I want? Hmm? Is it even open anymore? It should be. Okay. So there's that. So why won't you show me that? Da, 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 da. I'm gonna get it, you guys. I'm gonna get it. And when I do, it's gonna be amazing. Oh, yes, 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 yes. I wasn't using an option there. There it is. Yes. Fantastic. Let's not show that. There we go. Dee, 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 dee. All right. Nick. All right. Ooh, that doesn't make sense. Okay. Why aren't you doing the thing I want you to do? Come on. Okay, so that's not what I need. Do this, do this, and then do this. Uh-huh. And then, come on, come on. And shaboo. You gonna let me? There we go. Shaboo. And how come you're not doing it? Hmm. I had at one time I had been running a campaign for Kingmaker for Pathfinder 1, and it was very fun. Unfortunately, we had a player that basically like loved the kingdom making part more than anything, and like he made his own Excel sheet on it. So it's like, okay, cool, you're really into that, neat. Um, Nobody else was, but what was funny was that is this just not gonna? Okay, all right, you know what? I'm not gonna get mad at it. Um, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this and this. Anyway, the point of the story was that they had gone into this tower, this dark obsidian tower rising out of the marshlands, which, as you know, is always a good thing. It's usually where pixies and helpful forest spirits live. So they walk into this dungeon, and the sorceress that they had a kobold that was following her around, and she was teaching it magic, and it was incredible that at one point they walk into this tower, and they see this altar, and the sorceress, whose name was Rand McNally, uh, she she's like, "Well, I'm gonna go have Cleep touch it." I was like, "Okay." yeah, so Cleep is just going to walk up here, and he's going to go ahead and kind of give you a furtive glance, and then he's going to go ahead and touch the altar. And then I described it as the kobold just kind of turned back around and was about to walk back towards him, and then he just stopped, started vibrating violently, went and exploded. And there was just blood and guts everywhere, and he was like, "Aw, I was teaching him spells." I was like, "You just killed your apprentice. Like, like really? Like, what does this obviously evil altar look like to you?" um. So yeah. Yeah. It was sad. It was like, "Oh, rip." But and then for some reason he's just like, "Well, I'm gonna see if I can find another kobold protege." I'm like, "You do not find any. You made one explode. I don't think any of them are real big on joining you." Okay, so I'm not sure why this is doing this, but let me go ahead and close OpenMU. Badoot. Da, 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 da. Kobolds are talking about me. Why are they talking about me? I demand to know what they're talking about. Ah, yes. Yes, the sorcerer. Yes. Oh no, word got around pretty quick. The local kobold tribe didn't really like her anymore, even though they had helped them previously. Yeah, it was a whole thing. OpenMU. Hope you start up so I can play the game that I'd like. Oh. All right. Have you started? You've started. Excellent. Wonderful. Great. Ran. Okay, Gray. You get your sleeps as you see fit. I'm not your dad. I'm not gonna tell you when to go to bed. I look like some kind of positive role model. Nay. Nay, I say. All right. Oh, wait a minute. What happened? Okay. All right. Let's try this again. All right, OBS, don't mess with me today, please. Or at the very least, stop messing with me. What the crispy crap? Why won't this do what I want it to do? Huh. Yeah, for some reason. Did I third wheel somebody? I apologize. I didn't mean to ignore anybody. Um, why isn't this doing what I want it to do? Well, you can't blame me for worrying about it. I'm up here trying to do shit. Um, okay. Why? Oh, no, 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 no. That's my tail. I want to get rid of that. Okay. So there's that. Come on now. Aw. Yeah. Cute. All right. Well, I guess we are turning this back into an art stream because is my emulator is working. It's OBS that's having a problem. OBS is the one that's having an issue. I know. Shock and awe that OBS is the one having problems. So rare. But yeah, for some reason I cannot get this to do what I want it to do. So we will save the ROM hack of Samurai Pizza Cats or Catanina Tiende. We'll save that for the next stream because I don't know why it's being dumb. At the very least, you still have a great view of Roscoe Butt. Plenty of Roscoe Butt. You know what? Let's get Roscoe Butt back up there because Roscoe Butt is far more important than OBS at this point. Doo-doo-doo. Boop. And boop. There we go. There's some Roscoe for you. All right. Night, Gray. Gray's going to bed, guys. He's going to eat. All right. And let's get... That's my tail. I need that. There we go. You turn back on. That Musica back up and running. There we go. Silly OBS. There we go. No pizza kit today. I am disappointed as well. Woolly Mouse Wizard. Art. Fortunately, I do have a page to work on, so we'll do that. Magic rectangle back up and running here. Alright, let's get this page imported into Clip Studio. Sorry, guys. I'm not sure why OpenMU is having a problem. I literally had it running again, like 10 minutes before I started the stream, so I'm not sure why it's being a butt. I've done all the fun stuff, like restarting it and messing around with it, so I don't know what else I need to do. But that's okay. Just gives me more time to work on the comic, which I need to do anyway, because this whole month I'm releasing on Mondays. Not 2 weeks, every week. Has not been bad. Has not been bad. I think I've improved my workflow enough that releasing once a week is not too difficult. Oh, right, that's better. All right, magic rectangle. There we go. Oh, you can't see, but he's got twitchies. Yeah, he's having little dreams. Yeah. Oh, my sweet little guy. Yeah, sorry if I go on about the dog. I'm quite fond of him. All right. And this, wow, I can't do basic math. So Nolia, this is another one of the reasons that I do love Clip Studio, is that it is built on the premise of making comics. Doing framework like this is super easy and very organized. I love the fact that when I make a frame, it actually makes its own little folder for it and keeps everything kind of organized. Oops. Go. Well, if he's not having good dreams, then that's okay. I'm right here. I'll take care of him. That poor little dude. He's had a rough week. There we go. And now you can see over on the right here that each frame not only masks itself out, so I don't do anything to any other part of the drawing. It all stays in that frame. But it's also got its own folder and everything else. So, yeah, just another great reason to use this program. I like it. It is great. Oh, okay. Well, it was nice to have him here. Absolutely. It is getting quite late, so I'm sure a lot of folks would be dropping out anyway. That's okay. Oops, I'm still on that tool. Yeah, sorry I was gabbing about D&D for so long. It's a good conversation. There we go. doubt the Baby and Zibb stream has clout. In fact, there's a genuine lack of clout. One could even say that those that try to gain clout from me are under clout strife. Final Fantasy VII joke. Alright, so that doesn't give Ferdy indigestion, nothing will. Clout strife, kill me. Are those floating lanterns? Don't release those in here. They have nowhere to go. They're just gonna bounce around on the ceiling. Ah! They're gonna get up in the sprinkler system. It's gonna be awful. I should probably know. That expression's a little not quite where she needs to be at the moment. That's fine. The eyes closed is fine. Other expression was a little closer to I'll have what she's having. You. Actually, I'm pretty good so far. I think the antibiotics have kicked in for Roscoe, so he's resting now. That's good. Yep, Blue is working. She's getting stuff done. She's getting stuff did. Not like Greg. He's sleeping. That's what he's doing. Boring. I can sleep with my eyes closed. I think at this point my goal is to completely destroy Ferdy with puns. 9 pictures back to back. Oh man. Are they all smut? That'd be amazing. Boo. Can't even have fun. Lame. Oh well. Okay, well, yeah, the cute couples thing, that's okay. That's alright. That's okay. Alright. Project is back on. You can continue doing the commission. I'll allow it. I'm actually quite proud of that. Sleeping's so easy, I could do it with my eyes closed. Oh, man. I just know there's a minivan full of kids somewhere that's like, I am a real piece of work. That is true. Whoops, headset fell off. Oop, even came unplugged. Oh my goodness. Major malfunction. Oh my goodness. Woke up a dog. He went back to sleep. Okay, there we go. Back to like. Oh yes, they're definitely broken. I've got tape wrapped around one of the band parts, the one on the right. Ah, ooh-wee. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I am running dreadfully low on mana, so I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to save up and I'm going to call it for now. Trying to ease back into the streaming. It's the 3 hours is a bit much right now, but yeah, I think I'm going to take off here. As I am struggling here. Yep, hopefully I will see you guys on Monday evening. And yeah, I hope everyone has a great weekend. And just keep the Roscoe in your thoughts. For continued improvement. So, in any case, everybody have a great night, and I will catch you later.